Hey guys, welcome back. This is Basketball Star 1130 back today with another video. So I'm sure, as you can see on the screen here, football is finally back. Not preseason football, not college football, real NFL football. I am so excited. Fall time is here, football's here, and we're in the full swing of things here. So I'm sure you've seen a lot of other YouTubers, many YouTubers, if not all of your favorite NFL and football YouTubers alike, make picks videos every week. And I wanted to throw my 2 cents into it as well. If you saw my schedule layout for this football season with college and the NFL yesterday, then go check that out. If you did, that's great. If you didn't, go check that out, please. I really would appreciate a like in that. Maybe comment your opinion. I'll put it in the description of this video today, in the description below. But yeah, let's just get into it. I will be doing this so today, it'll be uploaded today as well. Today's Tuesday, September 7th. I'm recording at about 5:18 today. It probably won't be this late every Tuesday, because the reason is I didn't get home from college today till kind of later. Yes, I am a freshman in college. If you did not know, I didn't get home till kind of later, till about 2 o'clock, and I am commuting from home, so that's why I had to do a few things, and I just got caught up with some things, and I'm eating dinner soon. Not that that's a relevant fact, but I'm eating dinner soon, so this is why I'm squeezing it in here. It'll be uploaded probably soon after I eat dinner, so yeah. Anyway, let's just get into it. Watched the schedule video yesterday, though. But every Tuesday, I don't have a set time. But basically, every Tuesday, we will have NFL picks videos. So the engine or app, I guess you could say, on my iPad here is... I'm not using my phone because it's kind of a small screen. But on my iPad here, it's way nicer in terms of, like, display and brightness and everything else. I'm using CBS Sports. 2 years ago, I used ESPN. I kind of touched on this yesterday too. Again, I keep plugging it, but go check it out. It will be in the description below of the channel update schedule, whatever you want to call it per se. I'm using CBS Sports. I'm in a league. I'm actually the manager. You can see my username up there, Golden Ninja 1130. I also have a college pick'ems. I'll be doing that every Wednesday. I don't know if I'll use ESPN or this. Probably this, just to keep it similar, longevity and everything. That doesn't make sense. For guys, just to keep it similar. But anyway, so let's just jump right in, because CBS Sports with my family members, so let's jump right in. This Thursday night, Cowboys. By the way, I haven't memorized the times and channels, but I'll just pick the games. This Saturday, that's college football day. This Thursday night, we have Cowboys and Buccaneers. So what I'm going to do is pick right away and then explain it. I'm not going to explain and then give you suspense and then pick. Some YouTubers do that. I don't personally. I just like to get out of the way and then explain. I think the Buccaneers will win. Now, from the Cowboys side of things, how they could win, Dak is ready to play. He's ready to get back into it. He seemed really motivated. If you saw Hard Knocks, he was mad when he came out. Comeback season, I'll come out. I'll try to get an award predictions video at the last second with timing and everything, but he could win Comeback Player of the Year. Spoiler, he's my pick to win Comeback Player of the Year. Little spoiler there. I hope you don't mind, but it's only one more, so it doesn't matter that much. That is. So yeah, and then Zeke. Hopefully he's better. They could win. Their offensive line, maybe he could bounce back. But on the same side of that coin, speaking of Dak and the offensive line, Dak, brutal ankle injury last year, so we don't know how he'll turn out. Coming back, Buccaneers retained all 22 starters. That's the first time in the Super Bowl era in NFL history that they have done that from the previous year. Pete Prisco, funny how we're on CBS Sports here, but Pete Prisco of CBS Sports, kind of ironic, said... That wasn't planned, by the way. Said that he thinks this Buccaneers team is more lethal and more dangerous and better than last year's Buccaneers team. And I mean, it's hard to deny it, but yeah. And then we don't know. Dak was dealing with that shoulder strain too at training camp. Couldn't throw for a couple weeks, if not the majority of training camp. And they don't really have a good backup quarterback. Not that matters, but they cut Ben DiNucci. They cut Garrett Gilbert. I really like Ben DiNucci. And they they had 4 quarterbacks start last year. Obviously Dak, then Andy Dalton, then Garrett Gilbert, then Ben DiNucci. But they have Cooper Rush as their backup now. So yeah, but I am picking the Buccaneers because with all the offensive weapons the Cowboys have, Dak Prescott, quarterback, obviously, Ezekiel Elliott, running back, wide receivers just stacked with Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and then Michael Gallup in the slot. It is just really stacked. So I think CeeDee Lamb will break out. That's the reason I drafted him in a lot of my fantasy teams this year. I have 6 fantasy teams, and I want to say I drafted him in about 3 or 4 of them. He's that impactful. So yeah. And the Buccaneers defense is really good. I could go on and on about how good it is. At the beginning of last year, I was telling my friends and everything in school and all that, my senior year of high school, that I don't think Buccaneers defense will be that good. And they were saying it was, and it turned out to be like amazing. In the secondary, Antoine Winfield Jr. Antoine Winfield Jr. at safety. Antoine Winfield Jr. at safety, Jamel Dean at cornerback, Sean Murphy-Bunting at cornerback, Carlton Davis at cornerback, and then the star linebacker duo, Levante David and Devin White, one of the best linebacker duos, if not the best linebacker duo in the NFL. And then up front, they have Ndamukong Suh, they have Ndamukong Suh. Vita Vea has been progressing nicely for them. Huge last year, came back for the playoffs off that injury. Jason Pierre-Paul off the edge. They drafted Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. They drafted Joe Tryon out of Washington. I don't know why that was so hard to say, but yeah, they drafted Joe Tryon out of Washington. And then obviously in offense, Tom Brady still. Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, Keyshawn Vaughn. Did not sign LaShawn McCoy, but doesn't really matter. Giovanni Bernard, stacked running back room. Not really stacked, but crowded. There's no real consistent guy because when Fournette does bad, Brady pulls him out. He's a pseudo coach in the field, and he puts in Jones. When Rojo does bad, Ronald Jones, they put in Leonard Fournette, or Leonard Fullback, as people like to say. But I do have the Buccaneers winning. I'm not going to do score predictions or anything. Oh, also, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers did re-sign Chris Godwin, technically, on that franchise tag. So he'll be a free agent again after this season, but I'm assuming he'll be back, especially if they win another Super Bowl and go back-to-back. The last team to actually go back-to-back, ironically, was the Patriots with Tom Brady in 2002 and 2003, and honestly, it'd be kind of a cool thing, even though I don't like Tom Brady, if they went back-to-back again. Tom Brady did with a different team. Never thought he would leave the Patriots, but I have the Buccaneers winning here. The Cowboys upgraded I want to touch on the Cowboys defense for a minute. Cowboys upgraded their defense. Neville Gallimore is going to miss 4 to 5 weeks. Well, actually, probably like 2 or 3 weeks of the season because that was a while ago now. As in like week 2 of the preseason. I was really high on him coming out of college. Still am. They have Micah Parsons at linebacker. Terrell Basham, who is very vocal on Hard Knocks. They do have Trayvon Diggs at corner. They do have Xavier Woods. Safety Xavier Woods did leave for the Vikings, but that's okay. But cornerback Chidobe Uzie did leave for the Bengals. They still got Anthony Brown, I think his name is. Yeah, and Jordan Lewis, so they're good. But their defense is kind of I mean, their secondary is, it's just kind of, anyway, that segment went on for way too long. I got to make this a little quicker. But Buccaneers win. No score prediction again. Titans and Cardinals. People think the Cardinals could be there, but, people think the Cardinals could win. This is kind of a closer one than most people think. I think it will be like within a touchdown or maybe like 3 or 7 points. I'm going to go with the Titans opening up. They're so psyched up after getting Julio Jones. Credit AJ Brown with that recruitment, by the way. Getting Julio Jones and then sorry, I'm getting off track here. I'm kind of losing my train of thought as we go here. Julio Jones at wide receiver. Julio Jones at wide receiver. AJ Brown at wide receiver. As a wide receiver 2 wide receiver 1s though, pretty much. And then they did lose Adam Humphries. They cut him And he signed with the Washington football team. It was a pretty crowded wide receiver room now. But the Titans have obviously Derrick Henry as running back in the backfield. He's awesome. He literally threw Josh Norman last year, who just signed with the 49ers. Jeez, I can't talk today. Sorry about that, guys. It's just one of those days. Who signed with the 49ers yesterday? Josh Norman, that is. So yeah. But I think I don't think this Titans defense improved that much, especially after they lost Desmond King to the Texans, a division rival. So, but that happens a lot. Division rivals go to other division rivals because Adrian Amos was a star for the Bears that one year where their defense was elite with Khalil Mack, Danny Trevathan, and all them in 2018, the 18-19 season. So, let's see, 19, about 3 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah, Adrian Amos left for the Packers after a stellar season, Pro Bowl year, so they still have Eddie Jackson now. But anyway, I have the Titans winning that. I'm going to go a little quicker here. Jaguars and Texans. I'm going to say the Texans win. Tyra Taylor, he got named the starter yesterday, but he has the worst luck. He was battling with Davis Mills. He has the worst luck with young rookie quarterbacks. The only reason he was starting for the Browns and then in week 3 on Monday Night Football, the only reason Baker replaced him and kept starting the rest of the season, he had a stellar rookie year, was because Tyra Taylor got a concussion. Last year, he signed with the Chargers before this past season, whatever you want to call it. This past season, Justin Herbert came in because a trainer literally punctured his lung. And then I would feel so bad for him if he got beat out by Davis Mills. Yeah, this dude, finally will get his chance. He's short, but he's conservative with the ball. With the Bills, he didn't many turnovers. He still has sneaky mobility. I don't know for most teams if he's a starting quarterback anymore, but for the Texans, I guess he is. And I agree with that. Starting him over Davis Mills is good. Deshaun Watson is costing them money. He'll just be sitting there being inactive at this point. I don't know why you don't cut him at this point. Sorry about that. I don't know why you don't cut him at this point. But yeah, I'm choosing the Texans. Like last year, it's kind of ironic that they're playing the Jaguars. But Gardner Minshew is now in the Eagles, by the way. As a side note, Gardner Minshew and the Jaguars won one game last year and beat the Colts. And it was like, oh my God, can there be a sneaky upset team this year? And then they lost their remaining 15 games and went 1-15. So I think the Texans could win here. At most, I see them getting 2 wins, but I think the Texans will not shock the world because it's only the Jaguars, but still. Next, Chargers and Washington football team. This is a really good sneaky matchup. These are 2 sleeper teams, in my opinion. Obviously, on the offensive side of the ball, for the Chargers, you got Justin Herbert at quarterback, obviously. Austin Eckler at running back. He's like a baby Christian McCaffrey, if you will. A mini version of Christian McCaffrey, if you will. Because he can run and catch. He'll get you 1,000 receiving yards, 1,000 rushing yards. So, yeah. And then they have Keenan Allen. Very, very underrated receiver, in my opinion, in this league still to this day. People don't give him enough respect. So you got Keenan Allen at wide receiver. They released Tyron Johnson, which he was really good. For an undrafted rookie, in terms of being an undrafted rookie, he was really good. And they kept Jalen Guyton, and at tight end they signed Jared Cook. I mean, it's not the best, but it's serviceable. But I really like both of these teams. This is really tough, and I didn't look at this before, by the way. I didn't pick before in my head, like sometimes I do with fantasy and stuff. This is really tough, man. I gotta go with my gut instinct. I was thinking the Chargers. Gotta go Chargers. That Washington football team off defensively, especially that defense line is scary. I mean, downright scary. On one side, at defensive end, you got Chase Young, Defensive Player of the Year candidate, top 3 Defensive Player of the Year candidate, only his second year after winning Defensive Rookie of the Year last year. On the other side, you got Montez Sweat. And then on the inside, you got a rotation going of defensive tackles with Matt Ioannidis, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. After Jonathan Allen gets a huge extension, motivates him. And then at linebacker, you still got Cole Holcomb, and then you drafted Jamin Davis from Kentucky this past year in the 2021 NFL Draft. another defensive rookie of the year candidate. Sorry about that. Jamin Davis, defensive rookie of the year candidate. And then the secondary, not too shabby, not bad at all compared to some other teams. You got Cameron Curl at one cornerback spot, Troy Dye at the other cornerback spot, and then William Jackson as a third corner. Very, very good. Very underrated, in my opinion. Ex-Bengal, who they signed this offseason. Pretty hefty contract, too. And then at safety, you got Landon Collins, obviously. He's overrated, in my opinion, but still. I mean, the list just goes on and on. There's probably some good rotational plays. John Bostic, too. Another linebacker. Like I said, good depth. But after that defensive line, it'll be hard to stop it. The Chargers did improve their offensive line this year. They lucked out in the draft, drafting Rashawn Slater, who fell to them at 13. They drafted Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern in the 2021 NFL draft. They signed last offseason, they signed ex-Packers offensive lineman Brian Bulaga. And then this offseason, a retread a little from the same team up in the NFC North. They signed in free agency this year. Obviously, they signed Corey Linsley, center. So they got some, and I know they released Try Turner, but still, and Forrest Lamp walked to the Bills, who the Bills caught. But anyway, I think Chargers will win. This is not going to be a shootout. It will be a defensive battle. Speaking of the Chargers defense, let's go to the Chargers defense. Okay, on the defensive line, they got Joey Bosa at defensive end / outside linebacker. He can play either, so Joey Bosa at defensive end / outside linebacker. And then at linebacker, actual linebacker spot, at linebacker, you got, inside linebacker, that is. At linebacker, you got Kenneth Murray, who you drafted last year in the late first round at pick, 27, I think it was, whatever, late first round. Drafted Kenneth Murray, linebacker out of Oklahoma, and then Derwin James. He's got injured 2 years in a row. I just want to see him succeed, man. But Derwin James at safety, one of the best safeties in the game. I don't know, because he's been injured so much, but still one of the best in my opinion, because his rookie year was pretty good. His last 2 years have not been that good. And then, but I am going to go with, in the Washington football team offense, actually, you got Ryan Fitzpatrick, Curtis Samuel at receiver, De'Ami Brown at receiver, Adam Humphries, who you stole from the Titans, at receiver. At running back, Antonio Gibson and J.D. McKissick. They cut Peyton Barber, but that doesn't really matter. And at tight end, you got breakout star from last year, Logan Thomas. So they're looking in good shape. These are two really good sleeper teams. Vikings and Bengals. People are saying the Vikings will be a disappointing teams here. I'm going against the green here. I'm going with the Vikings, man. How many picks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 10, halfway through. That's okay, though. We got time. I want to explain more. So, Jamar Chase has been struggling for the Bengals in preseason and training camp, evidently. I think he'll be fine, but that offense is loaded. I mean, Joe Burrow at quarterback, obviously. Another top 3 candidate for comeback player of the year, in my opinion, especially since he's a quarterback, and quarterbacks usually win it. But there's so many candidates for that award. CMC, which is Christian McCaffrey, if you don't know, but you should know. But if you don't, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Carson Wentz. Comeback player of the year can be a terrible player. It's doing really good now, by the way. Jameis Winston. People are even saying Jameis Winston, the offense. Jameis Winston go as far as say he's an offense player of the year candidate too. But I'm picking the Vikings here. Like I was saying about the Bengals offense. They have Joe Burrow at quarterback, obviously Joe Mixon at running back. Yes, they got Giovanni Bernard, who ended up going to Tampa Bay with the Buccaneers. Bernard went to the Buccaneers, but I just think that doesn't matter that much. They confuse me on the way they split their snaps. So, I'm going. And they have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd at receiver. C.J. Uzomah at tight end, which they virtually don't have a tight end. But they need to upgrade the offensive line, man. This next year in the 2022 NFL Draft, they'll probably sign Evan Neal, offensive lineman from Alabama. He looked really good protecting for Bryce Young this past weekend against Miami. I am going with them. Jets and Panthers. Now, the Jets lost Carl Lawson, their big edge rusher signing for this year, but they also lost Vinny Curry, another edge rusher, so that's brutal. But this is the same darn revenge game, right? I am going to go with the Panthers. I think Zach Wilson will open with some struggles. I think he will open with some struggles. I think he has the most bust potential out of all 5 of these quarterbacks. So, yeah. Colin Cowherd said he sees little Johnny Manziel in him. I don't go that far with the attitude and stuff, but I think, yeah. Eagles and Falcons. Falcons have a bit of a more high-powered offense post-Julio Jones era, but their defense is probably the worst in the NFL. Yeah, it's the worst in the NFL. I mean, they have Deion Jones, who's not what he once was. Demonte Kazee. Oh, this is why I forgot to mention for the Cowboys. I was trying to think of his name. Safety Demonte Kazee left for the Cowboys. That's right. So, yeah, I'm picking the Falcons over the Eagles. Next, Steelers and Bills. Now, every Friday I will have a Bills game preview, score, preview, and everything. 3 keys to the game: offense, defense, Steelers, offense, defense, Bills. I'm not going to talk about it now. I'll just pick. I think the Bills will win because I don't want to spoil anything other than who I think will win. I think the Bills will win. 49ers and Lions, easy one. 49ers will win. People are saying this could be a trap game for 49ers week 1. It could be. No, I don't think it will. People are overreacting. Next, we got Seahawks. And, when I said 5 of 10 halfway through, I was thinking college. There's 16 games, guys. Seahawks and Colts. I am going to roll with the Seahawks here, especially with Quentin Nelson. And, I forgot to mention, talk about offensive linemen, offensive guards. The Cowboys star left tackle, Zach Martin's out. That's another reason why Dak might not struggle. He might put up gaudy numbers in that game. Who knows? He was on pace to throw for 6,000 yards last season before he got injured. So, but he won't have his rate due to COVID-19 list and contact tracing and everything. Zach Martin will be out. So, yeah. I picked Cowboys. That's nothing to do with the Seahawks, but I picked the Seahawks. They just restructured Dwayne Brown's contract today. So, yeah. Next, Browns and Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will win. I just can't go against Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Tyrann Mathieu at safety, Will Parks at safety. I mean, Taco Charlton never worked out for them, or the Dolphins, or any Cowboys for them, anybody for that matter. But I can't go that when they got all this preparation for week 1 is Andy Reid is your head coach. He's such a good coach, bro. He's such a good coach, bro. And, he won a Super Bowl. People said that's all he needed to his name, and now he's an elite coach, one of the best coaches in NFL history, in my opinion. So, Broncos and Giants is kind of a boring game if I'm being... Whoa, boys right there. Sorry, Broncos and Giants, this is kind of a boring game if I'm being honest. Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know if that's because he wears 2 gloves, a glove in each hand, and quarterbacks usually wear 1. That probably is why, but I gotta look it up. Giants and Broncos. I am going to roll with the Broncos. I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of Daniel Jones. I think he fumbles it too much. If he can't figure it out this year, draft a quarterback next year like Carson Strong, Desmond Ridder. There's 8 quarterbacks. Maybe I'll break it down in another video, but there's 8 first-round talent quarterbacks in my opinion. You can make a case for only 7, but I think Matt Corral sneaks in there at 8 as the 8th first-round talent. Obviously, 8 won't go in the first round. That's 1/4. It's 32 divided by 8. That's a 4. Excuse me. It's 4. So that's 1/4 of it. But I didn't like the Kadarius Toney pick. He probably won't even start because the Giants have. He probably will start with John Ross actually, because the Giants have Sterling Shepard still. They still have Darius Slayton. It's nothing special. I think people overreact. No, he's actually underrated in my opinion. Some people think he's overrated, but he's underrated. And then at running back, you have Saquon, obviously. They released Wayne Gallman, who went to the 49ers, but they don't really have a backup running back. Deion Lewis retired, so, picking the Broncos over the Giants. Next, Packers and Saints. Ooh, this is a good one. I just think the grass field at Jacksonville will mess up with the Saints' psyche a little. Jameis' first game with the offense. They don't really have receivers. Their receivers are literally Marquez Callaway and Chris Hogan and Tre'Quan Smith, and that's if Tre'Quan Smith is even healthy for the first few weeks of the season, which it sounds like trending towards not playing week 1, but we'll see. Michael Thomas, obviously going to be out till mid to late November, maybe early November, but mid to late November, and and then they got Alvin Kamara at running back, huge fantasy, not sleeper, just huge fantasy guy for this year. He's going to be. And then 13 out of 16, 3 more games after this. But they're playing in Jacksonville because of Tropical Storm Ida. I think it's turned into a full-blown hurricane now. I'm not sure what level it is, but thoughts and prayers go out to people in New Orleans and the Louisiana area. But yeah, it's moved to Jacksonville, and they may have to do that for a few weeks, working like remotely from like trucks and buses. So yeah, remotely by I mean not at home like Zoom meetings and all that from COVID last year, but now in their home stadium. So yeah, I'm picking Packers over Saints. And the Saints, Adam Troutman, he's another one that's overrated at tight end for the Saints. So Dolphins and Patriots, I do think the Patriots are in. I think Mac Jones will be hyped up. They signed Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, the 2 best tight ends that were on the market. Not there was a big tight end market. It was basically them and then Jared Cook, and then that was it. Yeah, and then they have traded Sony Michel to the Rams to clear up some room to get Ramondre Stevenson some playing time. So they have Ramondre Stevenson, who they drafted this year in the 3rd round out of Oklahoma. They always draft running backs for some reason. Then they trade or cut one. Then they have J.J. Taylor, who's just a Swiss Army knife. And then they have Damian Harris. And then they have still the steady vet, James White, the steady veteran James White. So yeah, I think Tua will take a bit to gel with these new weapons. But if he can't do it this year, man, get him out of there. I mean, there was some conversations, could the Dolphins even draft Justin Fields this past year? I'm not a fan of Tua. If they did that, I wouldn't blame them, honestly. But if Tua can't do it this year, maybe the only position they could upgrade on offense is Myles Gaskin, but he's not like some trash guy. He's average. Some people might argue he's above average. Not well above average, but a bit above average. I think he's just average. So you got Myles Gaskin running back. You got Preston Williams still, and Devontae Parker, and newly acquired in free agency Will Fuller, and newly drafted out of Alabama to his teammate for 1 year, Jalen Waddle. So yeah, if he can't do it this year, man, and Mike Gesicki at tight end, I don't know what. So yeah, and then I'm trying to wrap this up here. It's going on way too long. Bears and Rams. I am going to pick the Rams. The Bears are a mess right now. They should They should start Justin Fields, but they're gonna start Andy Dalton. I don't get why, but yeah. That defense isn't what it once was. Khalil Mack is getting up there in age. I think he's 30 now. Yeah, he's exactly 30 now. So yeah, he might be even 31. I think he's 30 though. And then Rams, Matthew Stafford. I don't think he'll be their savior. I think he'll be an MVP candidate though, for sure. Little bit of a spoiler. I'll try to get division and playoff predictions in at the last minute too. So much to do. I kind of procrastinate a little, and that's my downfall. But anyway, spoiler alert, I think the Seahawks will win the NFC West, but the 49ers and Rams will both make the playoffs. So bit of a division spoiler there. Big spoiler, but whatever. Ravens and Raiders. People are saying this could be a quote-unquote trap game for the Raiders. So, but I picked the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, I think, will have a bounce-back season. It's not like he had a terrible season last year. He just couldn't really throw downfield and took off with his legs and stuff. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, safe picks. That is my Week 1 NFL picks. I'll be back every Tuesday. You can write it down for yourself, screenshot the video, save the video, do whatever you want, share the video with your friends, like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Refer to my schedule layout from yesterday, the September 2021 channel update, it's titled. But I'll be back every Tuesday with NFL picks, and then tomorrow's the first episode every Wednesday with college football picks with that. So anyways, guys, this is Basketball Star 1130. Football is back. Fall's back. It's a great time around here. Anyways, guys, this is Basketball Star 1130. I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.